Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Man, we winding this thing up, man, on this trip down memory lane in these penitentiaries, man. I wanted to give y'all this experience, man, of some of the things that I experienced over these 33 years. It's a lot more details, there's a lot more stories, too many to count. But I was just giving y'all a brief story on each, trip at each one of these prisons that I stayed on. Something that y'all could get a grasp of what the nature of that prison was, what the atmosphere was, what I was going through, what I was thinking. And I appreciate y'all taking this ride with me, man. I appreciate it for sure. Everybody who wrote a comment, everybody who liked, shared, the video. I appreciate you 100%. TBP salute, man. I love y'all out there. Without y'all, there is no me. So let's keep it rolling, man. We in this thing, man. 2022, we're going to try to make it happen any way we can. Get this thing on any platform we can. If you have not seen the No Jumper video, go see it, share it, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell his friend about it so we can get that thing real big, man, so it'll be more easier, more accessible for us to get on other platforms, man. Right now, the last I checked, it was at 64,000 views in 6 days. Appreciate each and every one of y'all who went and watched it. Let's keep the ball rolling, man. Let's get it going. There's also some clips that No Jumper has posted as well, so y'all check out them clips from the interview as well. In the meantime, man, let's jump on this this final stop right here, man. Reentry, man. 5 months to freedom. Never been that close in my life. Never seen it, never, dreamed about it, thought about it, prayed about it. Never ever been that close to freedom in 3 decades, man. And I can remember, leaving, man, getting on the bus to go to Reentry, man. I was just so filled with so many emotions, man. So many things was going through my head. And I had been on Greensville, as y'all know, twice already. So, but I never been there to go to Reentry. I never been there to go home. So it was a new experience. It was something that I was, trying to anticipate what it would be like from everything that I had heard. Greensville, had deteriorated. It had got into a different type of institution, since the times I had been there. But like I told y'all before, every time you leave an institution, and if you come back years later, anything after over 3 to 5 years is a totally different compound. Different people, different convicts, different administration. It's just a different prison. It may be the same in name, but it's always going to be different. And this was no different right here, man. I can remember when I got there, how they was, lining us up to get us in line to get, clothes and shoes or, state shoes, state clothes or whatnot. And man, how they was barking and running their mouth. And I had to consciously tell myself, not to react the way that I normally react, just to, get myself together, man, because I didn't have to endure this much longer. And I didn't, and it was a hard thing to do to try to start transitioning your mind there, start transitioning your thought process and how you react and how you respond. Because any little thing right now can derail you, can stop you from going home, And later on, it didn't take long, I was going to find that was emphatically clear, that you could be derailed easily, even after you've made parole. It only takes one charge, it only takes one incident, and you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I just knew I didn't want to mess this up. So, I dealt with whatever I had to deal with, man. Went through all of that little frustration, took a couple of hours just to get that done. And I can remember coming through the commissary back way to go to the building that I was going to be in. And as soon as I came through the commissary back way, man, the first person I saw was Trey, man. Salute Trey, man, my little brother, man, Travion Blunt. Y'all could go watch the story on him, a little young man that I had met about 16, 17 years old. He had been in penitentiary since he was 15, had 6 life sentences for a non-murder, non-violent offense. Insane. You know, thankfully that got corrected, but only after he did 15 years. But he was the first one I ran into. You know, I remember his sentence had got converted, and he was in the reentry where I was going, and I was telling him, he said, yeah, man, I heard you made parole. I was like, yeah, man, you too. And we dapped and hugged and everything. And I said, man, I'm going up and say, he said, I'm in the same part. I see you when I get back. So I was like, okay, that's what's up. So, you know, I can remember walking up in there and everything. And when I went in, I went to the booth to get my cell assignment, and they told me what cell I was going in. And if I ain't mistaken, I think it was 133. But I knew when I was going up the stairs, walking up there, had my little bags and whatnot, and I seen G come out the cell. So I knew I was in the cell with him. G is a dude that I had spoke about, man. We call him G, New York. You know what I'm saying? He had other names, but G in New York was what I always went by. Called him what I always called him when I was around him. I had been around him over years. I can remember I told y'all a story about when I was on Mecklenburg and G was playing poker and got mad about the money and went and grabbed the weights and was going, you know, cluck a dude with the weight bar. G go hard. You know, that's how he is. At the time, G is coincidentally the only other dude that I ever knew that as well had 6 life sentences. But he was on his way out, but he had did 32 years, you know, and he had finally got some relief with some lawyers that had came in and got on his case, and, you know, he was doing law work himself. He facilitated, you know, a lot of the things that transpired to help him get out. He did a lot of law work, a lot of writing. He had created a newspaper in there that was circulating around the prison, man, years prior to this. So, you know, he had got busy, man. He had got busy in trying to get his liberation, man. And I went in the cell with him, and I knew him. Like I say, he known in the system. He was a maniac when he wanted to be a maniac. He wanted to be played with by no means, man. And I get in there with him, man, and we dap it up and get to talking about, you know, how this, you know, thing has transpired, man, how we finally gonna get some daylight, you know, and it was a good feeling, man. And he was trying to tell me how the program was being run, how tight they was around there, how they had rules on top of rules on top of rules. I was like, man, I don't care what they got going on around here. I got to get with it, you know, because I'm not trying to miss this opportunity. I think he was like 2 months ahead of me. You got to be in the program for 5 months. You got to complete all the stuff before you leave. I think when I got there, he was already 2 months in the program. He told me his co-defendant was his previous cellie who had just left about a week or 2 ago. So that was crazy within itself. But I get in there with him, I get settled in with him, man. And like I say, a lot of dudes wouldn't want to be in the cell with him because, like I say, he been locked up a long time. He kind of crazy. He got his own thing, but he's brilliant in his thinking. He's a very, very articulate, very sharp dude, man. Far as like book smart and all of that type of stuff, he's sharp. But on the other end of the spectrum, when he get mad, you know, ain't no telling what he might do. It ain't no telling when he get in the moods or he get mad or he snap out. It ain't no limits to what he will or won't do. But at the same time, like I say, he knew me, I knew him. It was mutual respect there. So we really had no problems in the cell. Yeah, I get in there though, man. He running the rules down to me. He tell me how they want the bed made up in the morning. You can't be up on the bed. You got to get up every morning. You got to make your bed up. You got to go to all of these programs daily. You know, in the morning, you got to attend a little short assembly. In the evening, you got to attend one. This is every day, 5 days a week. They had people coming in from the outside. You had to attend all of these events. You had to attend all of these seminars. You may be called to do a seminar. I mean, all types of things. You have to take this course, that course, this course, that course. And he was saying, man, yeah, it's a lot, man. But I'm saying, like, the things that we had already been through, you know, that was, you know, minimal compared to what we had already been through. So I was like, man, I ain't tripping. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, he was talking about how you got to move this in the cell. They come by, check the cells every morning for inspections in the cell. And like I say, you can't afford to get no charges or anything like that. Soon after I was there, man, I was called in the back like everybody get called in the back to meet the head person that ran the reentry. Shout out to Miss Pete Pierce. You know, she was the head of that reentry back there. And man, I'm telling you, she's a funny lady, man. And she ran that jump with an iron fist. She won't play no games. She was just, she was something else, man. And everybody on there knew it. Everybody on there had some type of respect for her, whether you wanted to or not, because she was no nonsense. She won't scared. She won't biting her tongue for nothing. She gonna let you know what it is. So when I went back there and I had a meeting with her, she basically let me know what it was. She was like, yeah, you made parole, congratulations. This is your parole plan, This is what we require of you. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to complete this class, that class, this class, that class. If you do not complete these classes, you will not be leaving reentry. I know they told y'all 5 months. I know all of y'all might have told y'all people y'all coming home in 5 months. Well, I wouldn't advise you to do that. Unless you complete this course, unless you pass all these courses and do all of these things, that 5 months can get stretched out to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, or never. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah. So she was like, I'm letting you know this right now. Certain things I do not tolerate in here. If you do not participate in the class, if you do not participate in these meetings, if you are not with this program, I will pick up the phone and call Miss Adrian Bennett, the head of the parole board, and ask them to remove you. And at that point, your parole will be revoked. You will go back to doing your time and start all over again and see if you can make parole again. You know, I have no problem with doing that. I haven't had to do that to but one person, but if it comes up again, I will do it again. I looked her straight in her eye and let her know, well, you ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about me. You ain't got to worry about no problems with me. Whatever needs to be done, I'm going to do it. I didn't really know the entirety of the program, the entirety of the classes we had to take. But I knew, like I say, I ain't no dummy. Whatever it was, I was going to be able to figure it out, especially if dudes that went before me and they already figured it out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't the dumbest dude in the world. I may not be the smartest, as my old Sally Keith used to say. I may not be the smartest, but I sure ain't the dumbest. You know, so I had no worries about that, man. I was just trying to stay, you know, sucker free, stay away from any trouble, and mind my business, do what I got to do so I can finally get back on the streets, man, be reunited with my family and my kids and whatnot, man. So, like I said, it was a great feeling, man, and I saw a lot of people in there that I knew, man, a lot of people that I knew that had made parole because, like I told you, man, people was making parole at a bigger rate than I ever seen them make parole. So I'm late getting up in there compared to the dudes who been in there. You had dudes who been in there 4 months, go home next month. You had dudes been in there 3 months, got 2 months left, and so on and so forth. So I was seeing dudes, and I was seeing dudes come in each and every day, and it was just an amazing thing, man. Everybody was in that type of spirit, man, where they wanted to go home, and they had a shot now, and it was just like, you know, the atmosphere was filled with that type of, you know, anticipation, that type of excitement, man, because everybody in there, for the most part, that had made parole, they had already been locked up at least two and a half decades, you know, so it was just a amazing thing. But the down part about it, which is always you got to take the crooked with the straights, they had other dudes in there because they did not have enough dudes making parole to fill up a whole block, 84 people in the block. So to supplement that, they had other dudes that was in there that was mandatorying it out, meaning that they get out anyway, irregardless. Their time is going to be up at a certain time, but they was also required to take this program. But the program didn't mean as much to them because if they failed it or passed it, they were still going to leave. Now, this created a terrible dynamic because you got dudes in here that's it's contingent that they pass the program to leave mixed with dudes that it doesn't matter to them, they leaving anyway. So that creates a whole different dynamic because you got the dudes that's going home anyway. They gonna act like gangsters now. You know what I'm saying? They gonna act like killers now. All these things that all these dudes have been doing, they done did 20, 30, 40 years, and they known for doing, they got reputations for doing. These little young dudes that done did 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever the case may be, and they gonna mandatory and go home anyway, and they young, they wanna talk tough. They want to try to control the phones, control the microwave. They want to be running their mouth. Now, to Pete Pierce credit. If she knew about that or found out about that, boom, they out of there. She gonna get them up out of there ASAP. But if she didn't know, those was dudes you had to deal with. You see what I'm saying? Those was dudes you might have to have a problem with. They gonna talk greasy, man. I seen some things in there, man, that just, made my stomach turn. And I used to pray, man, please I ain't know if I had that much strength. I know I needed that much strength to do what I got to do to get to the big picture. But man, them dudes was talking crazy, bogarting the phone, bogarting the microwave, getting smart out their mouth as if they knew they was in a safe haven. They knew that everybody that made parole, their back was up against the wall. Not irregardless, because somebody on top of me, out there in TVP about me keep saying irregardless, and I keep letting y'all know that's just a force of habit. I do know and acknowledge that's not a word. Regardless of, what they knew about a dude and his reputation, it didn't matter to them because they know your back up against the wall. So they basically saying, you ain't gonna do nothing, you done made parole, man, you ain't gonna do nothing, so it more or less gave them a green light to cut up, man, and come out their mouth in ways that they would not do, in the past, man, or if we was on a major compound and dude had made parole, to talk like that could be very reckless and very, very detrimental to your health. Yeah, but they still had them in there, man. They won't worry, man. They was moving, recklessly, and man, I can remember, man. They had them in there. They had this one dude in particular, man. I'm trying to think of his name right now, what they called him, man. But he was just, he was just off the chain because you had some gang members in there as well. Because like I say, they may be gang members. Them dudes was getting a little bit of time, man. 5 years, 6 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever. So when they coming towards their mandatory, they leave and they going home anyway. They got a set date, so that set date is going to get them up out of there. And they know that. Ain't nothing going to change that unless they actually catch more time. So with them knowing they leaving anyway, they only in the program really because it's a better block, because this block is more cleanly, it's more clean, it's run with a little bit more structure. It ain't no whole lot of the penitentiary drama. So in actuality, they hiding out. They don't want to be out there in the big compound with where everybody at, where all the drama at, because they can actually trick that time up and catch more time. But being over here, and they can talk stuff, and over there on the big yard, they got to compete for the phone as well, because you got more gangs out there, bigger gangs out there, more gang dudes. They running the phones, they running the showers, they running the microwave. So you got to compete to get in line for the phone. You got to, follow protocol out there, or either, get the wreck and get it in. So when they know that, when they can get moved over to this block and just coast on out and come over here and bully the phone because of what they up against, then that's, that's a no-brainer to them. You see what I'm saying? So man, this one dude though, I can't remember his name. It might come to me, which his name is really irrelevant. But he was man, he actually had a colostomy bag on his side, right? He actually had a colostomy bag on his side, and he used to walk around that block, man, like he was the biggest gangster in there. I mean, the biggest gang. He was a gang member, man. He used to go get that phone. And he was another one. I told y'all before, you got a lot of dudes in prison that do this. I don't know where this concept come from, but they get on the phone just to argue with their girl. They get on the phone just to cuss their girl out. They get on the phone just to belittle their girl. Screaming and hollering. You can hear them over the whole block, calling them all types of belligerent names, disrespecting them, yelling at them. And the crazy part about that is, even after the phone hang up after 20 minutes, let alone that she would listen to that foolishness for 20 minutes out here in the free world where she got options, but he would hang up and call her right back and she'd answer again. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the only one. I've seen several relationships like this. I guess it works for them, but man, it's just that was something that always amazed me, why a woman would keep on answering these calls only to be, talked down to and talked, down upon when she answered the phone, cussed out, disrespected, or whatnot, but they answer. And he would get that phone, and the same rules apply. We still in the penitentiary. You don't supposed to be using the phone more than once. It's common courtesy to use the phone, make one call, get off the phone, let somebody else, make a call, and then get back in line. But man, you had dude, man, he would bring his chair over there and set it by that phone and he would stay on that phone if he could the whole rec period that we was out. Back to back to back. And mind you, it ain't number like 7, 8 phones in the block for 80-something people. And at 20-minute increments, you do the math. Everybody is not going to be able to use the phone. But then when you commandeering a whole phone for yourself for the whole rec, you causing problems. But you looking at it like, these dudes ain't gonna do nothing, man. They made parole, man. I'm gonna take this phone. And I've even heard him say out his mouth. The first time I heard him say this, I already knew that I formulated already a dislike for him. And I was hoping that I would never, interact with him because of what I was already feeling. I heard him say, he get off the phone one time and turn the phone upside down. Usually when you turn the phone upside down, that means somebody got next or whatever. He'll turn it upside down, run upstairs and use the bathroom or do whatever he got to do, dump his bag because he had a philosophy bag. He'll go up there, dump his bag and come back or grab a cup of coffee or something, but he leave the phone with his chair right there and the phone unattended and no one's using it, but he don't want nobody else to use it. If he come back there and somebody else using it, he ready to start a fight. He ready to start a commotion. But I heard him say one day when he got off the phone to walk up there to go to his room, somebody else was trying to use the phone, a white dude. He was like, nah, don't nobody get on that phone. And he was like, man, ain't nobody on it right now. I just need to make a quick call. He said, nah, that's my phone. Don't nobody get on that phone. You know what I'm saying? And then, dudes made a little gasp, a little hiss like, and I guess he heard that, so he came out of his mouth and said, yeah, that's right, that's my phone. Yeah, that's my phone. And I'm telling y'all right now, all y'all dudes here that made parole, I'm letting you know right now, that's my phone. Y'all get in my way, I'm going to pop off on you. Meaning he gonna punch, he gonna swing on you. I'm gonna pop off on you. I'm gonna mess your parole up. I'm telling you that right now. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So he basically letting you know where he coming from. When I heard that, I had zero respect for him. Zero respect for him because of the simple fact, why is you even gonna come out your mouth with it? Something like that. To me, that's akin to snitching. You know what I'm saying? You gonna try to take a dude's parole by swinging on him, knowing that his back is against the wall, putting him in a confrontation that he gonna have to defend himself, and you know that you don't have not 1/10 of nothing to lose that he have to lose. Man been there 25 plus years or something, you gonna try to put him in a trick bag just because you want to take over a phone. Man, see stuff like that, in my eyes, that'll get you killed. You see what I'm saying? I don't mean no harm, that's just reality. You take this parole after I done waited for 30-something years just because you want to try to play Billy Bad, but then, bro, God gonna have to bless you, brother. God gonna have to bless you because I'm most definitely gonna try to bless you, And that's the type of stuff you be up against when your back is against the wall in the penitentiary, be it reentry or anything else. But when your back up against the wall, people would take cold advantage of you, man. They ain't got no love for your situation. No love for your pain, your misery. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's all about self. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I put that in my mind right then and there. Me and my celly head talks about it. Because like I told you, my celly a maniac. He didn't use the phone that much because of the simple fact that he didn't even want to put himself in those type of positions because he didn't know what he might do, And I started feeling the same way. I didn't want to put myself in that position. But being that I had just made parole and I still was riding on the high about making parole, I was wanting to talk to my people. I was wanting to, talk to my daughter, talk to my son, let people know, I'm saying, I'm on my way. This is what I got to do, da-da-da-da-da. So, you want to reach out, but at the same time, you want to avoid all confrontation by any means necessary. You see what I'm saying? Because you know you and no one knows you like you know you. So I know what I'm going to do. And I'm definitely not going to let nobody hurt me like I told y'all before, even on the way out the door. Because if you mess around and get so lax and you let somebody hurt you and you don't know what that hurt may cause, I could lose an eye, I could get killed, I could, all trying to say I ain't going to do nothing because I'm trying to get on the street. Well, if any of that happened to me, I ain't going on the street anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's a catch-22, man. But I was processing it all, trying to deal with it and everything. And like I said, I saw a lot of people in there that I knew. I saw Mo in there, man, my old homie Mo, man. It's a story about Mo. That's the one I told y'all. I want to bring him to y'all, let him tell you the story himself, because Mo was one of the dudes who was in the incident with the D.C. Richmond ride and where the dude lost his life. Mo got stabbed himself and almost died himself. And I will tell y'all this much about that situation, man. I'm going to try to get more on this platform. But when that did happen to Mo, Little do I know we go back again on Nottoway when I told y'all that I had the cell partner. The first cell partner I had on Nottoway was Wes, and how Wes was kind of, you know, a little anxious when I moved in the cell and all, you know, nice to me and everything. And he, you know, always struck me as had something wrong. And I always knew that I knew his name from somewhere. Well, that incident that happened between Richmond and DC and Mo got stabbed like that, Wes was the one who stabbed him. Yeah. And he didn't know if I knew, which I didn't know. I never found out until I was right there with Mo later on in Reentry, because me and Mo, you know, we even got tighter in Reentry. You know, we walked our way out of the door together. We ate breakfast every day. We worked out every day. Him and his cell partner, Freaky Luke, you know, we worked out every day and everything, and we talked a lot. We built a lot. We talked about what we wanted to do. We went on the yard and jogged and everything. And we just was talking about, you know, our travels and everything. And when I got to the part about Nottoway, when I made parole, and then I brought up West name, he was like, boom, you know, that was the one who stabbed him. And I was like, what? I had no idea. But that was the one who had stabbed him. And that's why Wes felt the way he felt when he was in the cell with me. Maybe why he got out of the cell with me. But I didn't know. And I don't know how I would have reacted if I did know. You see what I'm saying? But like I say, that's a whole nother story that I probably bring to y'all soon, hopefully, and let Mo tell it in his own words. It's a captivating story. It's a crazy, crazy story. And like I say, someone lost their life in that altercation right there. But anyway, yeah, so you had him in there, you had Freaky Luke in there, you had my homeboy in there, a Big Show, you know, and this is a different Big Show from the Big Show I just told y'all about, the young GD dude. It's a black Big Show, big old homie, about 400 from up my way out DC. Now, Big Show was in there, and they had a structure board in there. The structure board was you have to come out there every morning and every evening. I told you, 6 in the morning and at 3 in the evening, you have to be out there. Everybody in the block has to line up and sit in these chairs and rows of chairs like assembly. And you got a structure board up there with 12 people on the panel. One person is the senior coordinator. He conducts the meeting. He controls the meeting. He calls on each and every person to talk. He has to say something enlightful and inspirational every day. At the beginning and at closing, we have to recite this philosophy that they got on the wall up and at Nottoway. All of these things have to go on every day. It's a part of the program. If you don't get with it, you're going to get out of there. And Pete Pierce is going to get you up out of there. So this was something that had to happen every day. Dudes complain, they moan, they grind, they grope, you know, but that's just what it was. You had to go through this because this was a part of the program. So like I always say, when something is mandatory, there's no choice. So it ain't no need to fight it. You just go with it. It's simple as that, because you just wasting your time, you know. So Big Show was the senior coordinator, but Big Show only had like less than a month before he go home. Now, the senior coordinator was someone who had to be articulate, had to be, you know, a leader, this, that, and the third. So, man, don't you know, I wasn't even in here for a good week. I don't know the program. I don't know all the things in the classes I got to take, let alone anything else. And Big Show gonna come to me after he leave out of a meeting with Pete Pierce and the rest of the counselors, stop by my cell, say, let me holler at you, homie. So I'm like, what's up? He tells me that the people have chosen me to be the senior coordinator as soon as he leave. I'm like, man, it ain't no way. Y'all seen that TikTok commercial? Ain't no way. Man, ain't no way. Ain't no way, man. I'm like, ain't no way, bro. I'm not getting up there in front of 80-something dudes and have to speak every day and all this. I just got in the program. I don't know nothing about the program. It was like, yo, was looking over your records. They seen the things you've done. They seen what you just did. They seen the program that you created. They like the program. They know that you can speak. They know that people gonna listen to you because they respect you. They want you to do the program. I'm like, man, I ain't really trying to get with that, man. I'm telling you. I said, bro. He said, man, ain't nothing to it. You just got to do this, do that. I'm like, I understand all that. I'd rather just sit in the audience and go and do what I got to do and focus on the classes that I got to take. He was like, well, I'm telling you, man, they want you to do it. I'm just giving you a heads up. They probably going to call you back there and holler at you later on. So I said, yeah, all right. So sure enough, they called me back there later on. And they tell me, you know what I'm saying, I had my counselor, Miss Williams. Shout out to Miss Williams. She used to be a counselor way back when I was there back in the day. And now she's still a counselor. She was my counselor. So they was telling me, yeah, that they want me to run the program. I'm trying to tell them that I ain't really, you know, really want to run the program if I got a choice. So we going through that whole conversation, and here come Miss Pete Pierce, the way she come and she talk with a lisp, and she funny. She funny as I don't know what. Dudes used to tell me to imitate her because they say I can imitate people. So I think she heard about me imitating her one day. I don't think she was too flattered about it, right? But man, she'll get the stomping and switching from side to side and talking with that lisp like, well, I'm telling y'all right now, I ain't going for nothing. If you mess around in this class, you're going up out of here. And I don't care. You call your mama and tell her you ain't coming home because we ain't playing no games up in here. So that's how she coming at you, right? So she come up in there, man, and she said, well, look, this is what's going on. You gonna be the new senior coordinator. Soon as he go home, be prepared to take over the position. We ain't got nobody else. You the most qualified, you gonna be a senior coordinator. Now, do you have a problem with that? I looked her straight in the eye and I said, no, ma'am, I do not. Good. We got that cleared away. Go back and study the book. Be prepared, because he going up out of here next month and you on deck. Simple as that. Y'all have a nice day. And that was it. I was stuck. I ain't had no choice. That was it.
The Banky special. Yeah. Pure deliciousness. Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.